So now that we have improved our repair system to where we have it, happening in stages such as this, I want to go ahead and work on starting some rotation of the boards. So in BP Barricade for testing, I just went ahead and changed the timer to 1 second rather than 0.1 and moved my pawn out here. So what we want to do is make it to where we have more impulse throwing the boards out in conjunction with some random rotation being applied. So to begin, we want to head all the way up to our post-replicated change, and here we add an impulse. So we have our impulse with our board break impulse. Let's really quick as well go ahead and just bump this up. Let's try 150,000, see what that looks like. Okay, slightly too much. Take away a 0. Still too much. Let's try, we're back at a 1500, or yeah, we're at 1500. So let's try just tripling that. We'll go to 3000. All right, so we have that as an issue, which we need to address, and it's both the board, so maybe it's a height issue there. So board max the offset to stop simulating. Let's try 50 or 50 out of curiosity and just see if that happens again. Okay, so it's negative 50. And that should resolve it. Which it kind of does. Well, not kind of does, it does. So we're going to probably want to change that to the default. So let's bump this up a little bit farther to 5,000. And I want to get the boards kind of close to about out here. All right, that guy really went cruising. Then when we repair, yeah, so we're going to go less. So let's go back to about the 2,500. And I think that's where we're going to leave it. So, it's kind of close. Definitely go, screw it, 3,000. Call it a day. All right, so now that I've wasted enough of your time, let's continue. So we have our board break impulse at 3,000 and Z offset to negative 50. I'm just going to go ahead and make those defaults. So impulse at 3,000 and the min Z offset to negative 50 just as a precaution. So what we want to do is go to our CPP, and where we add impulse at location, we want to add angular impulse. And here we can do this in degrees or radians. I'm going to have a lot of variation here, so I'm just going to run with degrees and make a new F factor. And in here, we want to figure out, what axis does what. So starting with the X, let's try, I don't know however many zeros that is. So 1,000, yeah. So we're going to start there. So let's go ahead and run our live coding and see if we have any result. Okay, let's go ahead and press play. And we do have a slight rotation. If you can see, they're going counterclockwise from this angle. So if we say double that, and we're likely going to want to have, kind of like a min and max, maybe for the X, Y, and Z, that we can clamp right here in the editor. So kind of, like what's the random min, what's the random max, and that kind of stuff that we would get. So like, for example, that is kind of too much. So let's go ahead and start specifying the min and maxes. So here in our board break, let's just make a new section. Give us a little bit of space. We'll have let's do a float board angular. Let's do the max X. And we'll set that to whatever we put, just without one of the zeros. And I'm actually going to move this up there because I want it to be up here. So we have the max, then we have the min, then we have the min max, then min and max again. So min X, max Y, min Y, max Z, and min z. Okay, I'm going to leave these, I guess, at the defaults for now, and let's head over here. So fmath, we want a rand range, and we want this between the min and max of basically the corresponding owning barricades. We want the, oh yeah, that's right, those are not exposed. Let's see. So we could make, I'm trying to think, can you make a struct a friend of a class? What was that? FS, that was F barricade board, I think. Was it angular? So board angular max x. We need the min x, and owning barricade board angular max x. And let's copy this for the other two axes. So there's the z and the y. So starting with the z, swap it and swap it, then the y, which we can again just swap it. So that way we have the x, y, and z between their min and max random values. So let's close out of the editor, recompile, and relaunch. Now, I don't care about trying to, say, replicate the impulse or anything like that. This is purely just a visual client-side effect. No need to waste resources trying to replicate it. You're going to get the exact same point across kind of anyways, so not a big deal. All right, so let's head back in and see what we have. So we are doing some wicked kickflips that we need to resolve. So that's on one of the axes. So let's try the min and max for the y. Let's lower that by, well, we'll do 2 less and see if that's causing the kickflip, which it was. Okay, and I'm guessing that is probably the z. So let's add a max of 1 more and see the kickflip result, which it doesn't really have much. So let's try going that up to like 5. And that's pretty close to about the max that I would want there. So for the min, let's set it back down to 1. And now let's focus on the z. So the z, I think, was these two getting kind of kick flipped around. Like that. So let's go ahead. I keep clicking over there. So let's try let's just, same thing, I guess. We'll just remove one of those values. It's probably very similar to the kickflip on the y. Yeah, which it is. So dang nabbit. So what we're going to do is kind of mimic it. So we're just going to have a 5 and, wait, I got that backwards. For the max z, we're just going to have a 5. I should really flip these around so max is on the bottom. And then for the x, I am not seeing much. So let's add another 0. And that looks kind of goofy. So let's take away the 0. And let's add a, let's just do a min of a negative of that amount. So it has a chance of going to the right as well. But we need a bigger, I guess you could say, opportunity. That might be a tad much. Let's remove a 0. All right. So we'll remove 1, 0 and bump the first value up to, let's say, a 3. Oops. So that way it's a little less aggressive, but it still has some of that movement like that one did when it's at its high values. And this way we have a more random rebuild. Kind of like that. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do, let's see, board break impulse. that should still be 3,000. Oh, that's why it's changed here. So we basically want to take this whole section. So let's copy all properties in the break category and just paste them over here. And that did not work at all. So let's try actually writing them. All right, so just copy and paste. And that's kind of a good starting point. Now, what we can also do is kind of get in that negative area as well for the others. So like, for example, the min z, we can start that as a negative, and same thing with the min y. So we have this very wide range that we can kind of tinker with. So some of them rotate backwards, some of them kick flipped forwards, that kind of thing. And let's also make it to where they have the same values. So that way it's just more random. So that flipped forwards, forwards, backwards. Yeah, so they're all kind of going a little bit different. All right, I kind of like that approach. We can set kind of the defaults to maybe that, and I'm going to flip them around in the header really quick. So let's change the max and mins to where the min is above the max. Like that. And then we're going to take the max, set those to be, well, there by default, and then the mins to be the same thing, but just their negative versions. So that way we have a just a nice kind of more, well, better default. So let's go ahead, close out of the editor, recompile, relaunch, and yeah, we'll just give it a try and see kind of where we're at. And I'd say we're likely good to go. Okay, once we are back in the editor, let's go ahead and check it one more time. Let me actually make sure. Yeah, those are still there. And yeah, I'd say we're fine. So we kind of have that randomization going for it, and I am satisfied. So with that out of the way, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.